Hello, Ann DeVere here from the Seven Figure Speaking Empire, and I have a very special guest for you, the one and only Michael Gerber. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's awesome having you here.
Oh, my delight. Thank you.
So, I know you're a very, very busy guy, and I know you have some special projects that you're always working on. You know, everybody's always talking about you. Yeah, absolutely. So, what is it that you're working on right now that's like your priority, that's a huge one?
Oh, my priority is to awaken the entrepreneur within every single human being open to the possibility that their lives don't work. In fact, because they've never figured out what life really is, and they've been fit into a box. So I want to break open the box and bring out the creator within every single human being to begin to go to work on their lives rather than in their lives the way they're so accustomed to doing.
That's a huge undertaking, which you have actually been doing for quite a few years, and you have transformed many people's lives with your books and your teachings. So, what are you focused on right now? I know you're doing a lot of trainings, and I know you're doing a lot of interviews, obviously. And so, you're writing another book?
Well, I'm working on actually 3 books right now.
Three of them at the same time. Oh my goodness!
Yeah, one is called The Epic Entrepreneur. And The Epic Entrepreneur, I'm writing with an extraordinary gentleman, David Chalk. And The Epic Entrepreneur is going to take people to a completely new place in their lives. Everybody who thinks they're an entrepreneur, in fact, will discover that they've not even begun to climb and to do the things that are waiting for each of us to do. So The Epic Entrepreneur is a major, major, major thing. I think of it as the pinnacle of the hierarchy of growth. And so this work that I described earlier, this economic development work, awakening the entrepreneur within, really starts out in the dreaming room. And the dreaming room has been created in order to start somebody to think about their lives with a blank piece of paper and beginner's mind. And in the dreaming room, which is an intensive process, people suddenly discover that everything they thought to be true isn't. And as they begin to discover what in fact is true within them, they discover something they never thought of before. And that's a dream, a vision, a purpose, and a mission. So Martin Luther King is known to have said, "I have a dream." Well, very, very few people really understand what that dream truly was. It was an impersonal dream, not a personal dream. So we begin that work, and in that climb from a dream to a vision to a purpose to a mission, we then help people to discover the perfect job, which is the one they create for themselves, the perfect practice, which enables them to grow from a job to something that can be replicated and scaled, to a business, which in fact is the aggregate of up to 7 turnkey practices they create, up to an enterprise, which is the aggregate of up to 7 turnkey businesses. So you can begin to see how it all scales. But as that occurs, they reach that extraordinary pinnacle, which is the beginning of everything. And that's the epic enterprise. And the epic enterprise is the transformation of an enterprise into something global. Most people fail to see the global implications of what they do. That's what we're here to do.
Wow! Oh my goodness! So that is a lot. So you obviously believe that, pretty much. Well, or do you? Let me ask you this: do you believe that all of us are capable of awakening that dream in us and actually having that impact, that global impact?
Well, first of all, I believe that we're born in the image of God. And if we're born in the image of God, we're born to create. And what happens to us when we're very, very young, coming to earth, coming to life, coming to being, we suddenly are confronted with the limitations of everything around us. Our parents have limitations. Our teachers have limitations. Our peers have limitations. Our communities have limitations. Our religions have limitations. Everything that we're confronted by is limiting, 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 limiting. So we're born with this urge to create, but are constantly confronted by those things that limit us. And we're limited, 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 limited to the point where we believe in our limits.
So we're born unlimited, and slowly but surely the fence keeps closing in layer by layer. Oh my goodness.
Our job is to inspire people to discover the unlimited potential of every single human being on earth. And we had to create a system in order to do that. And so the work that we've been doing over the past 40 years has been the evolution of that system, to the point now where I know, given the experience we've had with tens of thousands of clients and millions of readers, that in fact we can bring people back to where they were. And when we do that, something miraculous happens.
Oh my goodness. I'm excited. So when is the book coming out?
Well, the book is not going to be out for another 12 months. But the other book that I'm working on simultaneously with that is called The 5 Essential Skills of an Independent Mind. So now you understand there's this picture that I'm talking about. We're born to create, but we're also born to inspire an independent mind. So I like to say nobody wants to be like everybody, but everybody wants to be like somebody. I'm suggesting
We're going to be using.
I'm suggesting the somebody we want to be like we've never discovered yet. I'm saying that the discovery comes inside. To discover the one we wish to be like is inside, not outside.
So the somebody we want to be like is already there. We just haven't discovered yet. Wow, how empowering. How empowering. Because yes, we're at an event. A lot of people are here because they want to learn how to do something really well. In this case, it's a Speaking Empire event. And they want to learn how to be a great speaker. So basically, the best speaker they can be is tap into who they really are to be the best. The only thing they can really be, is that right?
Exactly. Oh, well, no, because they can be almost anything that serves them.
The true self. The true self.
Right. First, we have to begin with a blank piece of paper. We have to begin not with old co. We have to begin with new co. We have to begin with an empty mind. You might even say this is the Zen of personal growth. We have to begin with an empty mind if we're ever going to be able to touch the mind that was born in us, the Creator.
But isn't that a challenge to actually empty the mind, because it's so full of all this knowledge that we think we're supposed to have of ourselves? So how do you empty a mind?
Well, we just begin it. We just begin it. We just begin it. That's the process that we have created, the system that we have created. And it's an extraordinary thing that what happens in the dreaming room goes over 12 weeks. It's 1 3-hour intensive for 12 consecutive weeks. What happens in the dreaming room, somewhere in the middle, somebody begins to think, I just discovered America. And so I like to say America isn't a country, it's a state of mind. And that state of mind is this creative mind. And this creative mind has been so abused, so debilitated, so controlled by the influences that are terrified that if we allow that creativity to explode, it's going to create chaos around us. And so our parents want us to clean up our room. Our parents want us to do all the good things good kids do. You understand? But we weren't born as good kids. We were never born as good kids. We were born like Steve Jobs was born. I call it the Jobs effect.
The Jobs effect. Oh my goodness. So we all have the Jobs effect?
Everybody. Every single person. Some people just hang on and hang on and hang on. They just won't let go of this constraint that's been placed upon them because they're terrified that if they did, something bad would happen to them.
What will happen? The big unknown is like, what will happen? you know, if you let go of what you know, then the unknown, it is terrifying. I could see that, absolutely.
Got it. So we have to deal with that terror, and we have to deal with that terror again and again and again and again. And as we deal with that terror, and as we confront all of that that comes up, when in fact we go into that space of the unknown, the blank piece of paper, beginning all over again, like a child just born, how extraordinary. So you understand, it was that part of Einstein that was able to see what Einstein saw. That part of Michelangelo who was able to see what Michelangelo saw. It's that part of Robert Frost who was able to see what, you understand, that's the part that everyone has.
That's the part of you that's putting together this amazing program, so you're able to show the rest of us.
We're all kids again.
Oh, how fun. How fun. I love it.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
No more parents.
No more parents.
No more parents. We're all kids.
Parents, let's play. Parents, let's play. Okay. So now you have the third book that you haven't told us yet about. So tell us about that.
Well, the third book are all the other E-Myth books that we're writing. We now have 13, actually 18 books I've written. And a number of those are what I call E-Myth vertical books. So it's called the E-Myth accountant, the E-Myth attorney, the E-Myth landscape contractor, the E-Myth podiatrist, the E-Myth whatever. And every single one of these are co-authored by someone who's applied my thinking, the E-Myth point of view, to their particular practice. So I write the generalized part, and they write the specialized part. And out of that comes a book. And that book is written to inspire every single vertical market on the face of this earth. Chiropractors, attorneys, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And ultimately, there'll be about 3,500 of those books.
That is wonderful. Taking the core concept and the teachings and then customizing it for an industry, it makes it so much easier for people in that particular industry to say, oh, here's how I use it in my business. Yeah.
The E-Myth graphic designer, the E-Myth plumber, the E-Myth, you understand. And the minute you see that every single person can in fact transform how they do what they do in such a way that it's scalable. Every single plumber on the face of this earth can learn how to become an E-Myth plumber. But you understand, not by copying what the original guy did, but by simply internalizing the process through which he did it.
Customizing it for their particular environment. I know that a lot of times people buy a product or a program maybe, and they start working and it's like it doesn't work. And because it was created for somebody else in their environment, so unless it's customized for your particular environment, it's not going to work quite right. So you have to get customization.
And because the person who tried to do it didn't understand it. So understand, it's the internalization of something they didn't understand, which turns into something that doesn't work in the same way that it would have had they understood it. And so this whole process is really a paradigm shifting process. I'm not a speaker. He speaks. Who speaks? The one within me. About what? About what I'm here to engage you in. And so the process is, I've never tried to be a speaker. I've never tried to be a coach. I've never tried to be a consultant. I've never tried to be a whatever, a trainer, a mentor, a facilitator, whatever. The outcome happens in you. And if the outcome happens in you, then the outcome is going to reveal itself in you. And so my job is simply to discover that outcome. And to discover that outcome, I need to go through a series of steps or a process that in fact needs to be invented so that I can discover that outcome. Otherwise, it becomes a mimicry, meaning I'm using your words, but I'm not understanding your ethos. That's what I have to do.
Wow, it has been such a pleasure, and you got, yeah. No, well, you know what? I could probably go on for another hour. I love talking with you. I love the way you think, and I love the way you're expanding our horizons and how we think and how we see ourselves. Because right now, I'm very excited about acting like a kid again. I have permission. We're going to play, everybody. We get to play. So.
And I just turned 78 this month. So
Happy birthday.
celebration to my birthday.
A very happy birthday and many, many happy years to come. It's been such a blessing having you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The one and the one and only Michael Gerber here, everybody, sharing some of the most amazing pearls of wisdom. And of course, the image book all of you are familiar with, and you're going to grab the other ones. And you've got 1 year to wait for one of them. I think that's my favorite one. That's my favorite
So
one.
many. There are so many. And Awakening the Entrepreneur Within, that's about the dreaming room. They've got to read Awakening the Entrepreneur.
That's the one. That's the one I'm actually waiting for, because you told me that what I think I've done, I actually haven't done. I have to go in there and start over.
It's already here. You can already get it. All you have to do is go to Amazon and look up Awakening the Entrepreneur. The one I talked about was the Epic Entrepreneur.
My mistake. The epic one.
That's the next one.
Okay, so the awakening we have to get now, but the epic we have to wait. It's a,
You gotta wait. And I'm blogging every day on the Epic Entrepreneur, and there's a site, and all you have to do is to go online, Google it. Now, Epic Entrepreneur, you're going to find the blogs. I write a new blog every day about the Epic Entrepreneur for 365 days until the day we publish that book, and it will absolutely blow your mind.
so we go to epicentrepreneur.com.
Just do it. Just do it. You'll find it. You'll find it.
So epicentrepreneur.com. You go there on the blog. Now, this is the book that's coming out a year from now, but you don't have to wait for a year, because every day you're going to get a post that's going to guide you to step into your epic self and become the epic entrepreneur that's going to transform people's lives. Remember, we are all global difference makers. We do have to step into their shoes. And we have the leader, the one and only Michael Gerber, showing us how to do it. I'm signing up. You better sign up. Thank you so much again. It's been such a pleasure. It's an honor. It's an honor.
Thank you.